Laziness, 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 laziness. That's what a lot of young men, or men of God, we struggle with. Laziness. I want to do this, but I'm lazy. I want to go on a run, but I'm lazy. I want to improve myself, but I'm lazy. I want to go to church, but I'm lazy, so I won't go. Laziness is one thing that really pulls you away from God, and it's honestly a sin. It's a really bad sin because a lot of the sins, the seven deadly sins that we have, a lot of them derive from laziness. A lot of them, besides like, I'll say lust. Besides lust, all of them derive from laziness, right? Anyways, my name is Kevin Rubio. I'm your host from Rise Without Applause, and we're gonna talk about laziness today. Laziness is something that a lot of young men struggle with. A lot of us struggle with. Not just Christian men, but just men in general. We want to be disciplined. We want to be all these things. We want to be great. We want to start a business. We want to start a YouTube channel. We want to start changing lives, improving ourselves, but we're lazy. We're lazy and we keep falling because of that. We don't get things started because we're lazy. We're missing out so much in life, this gift that God gave us, because we're lazy. And in the Bible even talks about it too. I know in Proverbs chapter 6 verse 6 to 11 it says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard." Right? That's just like a little small part of the verse, but it was King Solomon that he was warning about laziness, to that it leads to poverty and ruin. And I like, so you're like wondering, what does this mean? Go to the ant, you sluggard. King Solomon is pointing out, look at the ant. Even this puny little thing works. If you analyze ants, if you go to ants and you see them, they're always working. No matter what, they're always working, working, working. So even this small thing could work. It could work hard. And yet you're not working. You're not working, and this little tiny little creature can work. So it helps us prepare for our future. If the ant is doing that, it's preparing for harvest, right? It's preparing for all these things. We could do the same thing, right? We can all learn from the ant to be disciplined, to do hard work, when we don't feel like it. Because if this creature can do it, so can we. Also in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 25, it says, "The desire of the sluggard kills him, for his hands refuse to labor." So laziness doesn't just lead to failure, it destroys our purpose. And I know a lot of young men, we have purposes, right? Everyone has a purpose, but not all of us achieve our highest purpose. Why? Because laziness gets in the way, and laziness destroys that. We need to get rid of this laziness. And you know what? Tell God. We need to pray. We need to work. We need to pray to God and tell Him, God, I'm sorry for falling into laziness time and time again. I'm sorry for not wanting to do better. But I pray that you take away this laziness, that you give me this burning desire. Because that, a lot of us, instead of desiring to do better, instead of desiring the hard work, instead of desiring the pain, the discipline, all these things that we have to endure to get to what we want to get to the goal that we want to get, we desire sluggard, desire of the sluggard, like what's said in Proverbs 21, right? We desire that instead. We want things to come easy to us. We are like, oh yeah, we don't gotta work. God will give it to us. God will give me anything. That's not true. Because if He does not see you worthy of that, if you don't put any effort with your relationship with God, or your relationship with yourself, or with family, with friends, whatever, you're not gonna get it. Because God's not gonna give it to you because you're not worthy of it. So you need to wake up and realize this message and get to work. Get to work no matter what it is. Don't waste the gift that God gave you. Everyone has a gift and we got to use it in the right way. Don't waste it. Don't waste it doing things for pleasure, for dopamine, for all these things. Don't do that. Be grateful for what God gave you. And also in the New Testament, right? In James chapter 4 verse 17, it says, "So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is a sin." Right? So not doing what you're called to do. So God calls us to do all these things. That itself is a sin. Not just doing wrong, but refusing to do what's right. Refusing to do what's right because we're lazy. So a lot of us, we go into lust, right? We go into gluttony, into all these sins, right? Because we refuse to do what's right because our laziness gets in the way. So I think laziness is the deadliest sin out of all. Why? Because it ties into every single sin. And I just want to give you guys the message to find your purpose. Find that deep desire. That desire should be God. And try your hardest. Give it your heart and your soul. Sacrifice everything like God did for you. Stay blessed.